Very good morning, students. Welcome back to first year physics. So in the previous, actually, we finished about a Hooke's law and elastic limit, and then in that Hooke's law, modulus of elasticity also finished. Now I want to say about a modulus of elasticity types. See, modulus of elasticity is nothing but the ratio of stress to strain. Normal, I am saying about a normal statement, a stress to strain. Now what I am saying, the types. Actually we have three types. That is about a first one we can say, and second one we can say, third one we can say. See, first one is Young's modulus. Modulus of elasticity, right? And here second one, bulk modulus of elasticity, and third, rigidity modulus. Of elasticity. These are the three types. Sir, what is the Young's modulus? Of course, capital Y, bulk modulus K, rigidity modulus neta. So there are three types. First of all, about I will move to the Young's modulus of elasticity. You remember, modulus of elasticity is nothing but the ratio of stress to strain. So these three also related to the stress to strain only. The ratio of stress to strain, ratio of stress to strain, and ratio of stress to strain only within the elastic limit. But we need to say the Young's modulus is related to which stress to strain. Like your bulk modulus also, which ratio of which is stress to strain. Like that last one also we need to say. That's what here I'll tell you. First one, Young's modulus of a material. See, of a material of a given wire. So that the Young's modulus is nothing but this is pure related to the longitudinals. Like here we can define. So that for a longitudinals, no. So Young's modulus, suppose you say one wire which is a stretch, or it is to be suspended from the rigid support. The original length of the wire is L1, you say. When there is a load applied, of course, there is a load applied, there is a stress produced. That means there is a change in length takes place. That is delta, I mean to say original length is, it is L2 and this is the delta L because of the load applied mg, or we can say force applied. So this force is acting per unit area of a cross section. Each and every area it is acting. That's what there is a stress is relatively strain produced. And there must be a force applied. The force must be within the elastic limit. That's what I mean. Within the elastic limit. So when there is a limit is there, no, so that the wire, it does not breaks. See, if the limit is crossed, of course the wire breaks. So the stress must be applied within the elastic limit. Therefore, there is a stress and strain is produced, and this stress and strains are related to the longitudinals. So that the Young's modulus of material of wire is defined as within the elastic limit, the ratio of, see, longitudinal stress to longitudinal strain we can say. Of course, you know, longitudinal stress is nothing but a F by A. Longitudinal strain is nothing but a delta L by L. So Y is equal to F by A into L by delta L it is. Because delta L we can also call as the extension, elongation. E we can also take, instead of delta L we can also say E. Therefore, Young's modulus is equal to F by A into L by E also we can. So again look at your Young's modulus. Only stress to strain, no. Your strain there is no units and dimensions. So directly you say units and dimensions are as same as the stress. That is mean here CGS is nothing but a dyne per centimeter square. MKS is nothing but a Newton per meter square. And dimensional formula is nothing but a ml inverse T power minus 2. You remember, almost all units and dimensions are same. This all related is same because everywhere it is the strain is there. Like it is what it is, we can say Young's modulus of material of a wire. So this is the one type of modulus of elasticity, and in this we can also take like this. Suppose I want to say F is nothing but we can write as mg, right? And here area is nothing but you say pi r square. So Young's modulus is equal to mg by pi r square into L by delta L, of course. Clear? We can also say like this because F is mg, no? Yes, we can say. So this is related to the Young's modulus of material of a wire. Now let us will move to the next one, bulk modulus. The bulk is related to volumes or volume or bulk modulus. We can also call volume or bulk modulus. So that here you write as the second one bulk modulus of elasticity, which we can say K. So K is defined as within the elastic limit the ratio of volume stress to volume strain, of course. This is the within the elastic limit the ratio of volume stress to volume strain. So we know volume stress is nothing but again you write as K is equal to F by A, and you remember delta V by V for the volume, and we write here minus. I told you minus. Why minus? Because there will be a minus is represented as what it is, we can say decreasing it is. So K is equal to F by A into V by delta V, but here F by A also we can say pressure it is. So bulk modulus is equal to minus PV by delta V, of course. Again you look at the units and dimensions. In this volume strain is there, for this strain there is no units and no dimensions. That's what we can say volume strain, there is no units and no dimensions, only we have volume stress. Again same CGS dyne per centimeter square, MKS Newton per meter square. Clear? And it is about what it is related to the volume stress. And last one, that is rigidity modulus. Rigidity modulus, right? So this is we can say neta. So it is last one we have within the elastic limit. So we left only in stress and strain we left only shearings or tangentials, so that it is the ratio of rigidity modulus within the elastic limit, the ratio of tangential stress to tangential strain it is, of course. Tangential stress is nothing but a F by A, and tangential strain is nothing but a delta L by L. Of course we can also take delta L by L is nothing but a theta also. So that here theta is equal to F by A into theta, or we can write F by A into L by delta L. This is about a what again? Yes. So these are the types of a modulus of elasticities and etc. Clear? Now I want to say remain problems from the same chapter, because related to the Young's modulus. Now we know how to find a change in length, or we know elongation how to find. So the page number 263 page number, question number 4. Yes, look at everyone, read question properly. A brass wire of diameter is given, you write the diameter is given as 1 mm. So we need to find diameter from radius. So 1 by 2 mm, that is 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 meter. So that it is the radius is over, right? Come to the point is diameter, and the length of the wire is given, L is equal to 2 meter, is stretched by applying a force of F is equal to 20 Newton. Increasing length is delta L is equal to 0.51 mm. So 0.51 into 10 power minus 3. Then first one, stress, F by E, of course. Strain, yes, it is, we know, delta L by L. And third one is asking Young's modulus, F by E into L by E. Otherwise, after getting stress and strain, better you directly divide the answers, will get the answers. So that here, first of all, we'll go for the stress, F by A. Of course, there is a force is given 20 Newton, but area is not given directly. So that you take a pi r square. S is equal to 20 by 3.14 into r value will be radius. It is 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 whole square. So it is 20 by 314 into 100, because here 14 is there, no? 3.14 is there, no? Therefore it is divided by 100, no? 100 will come up. And here also 0.5 into 0.5 into 10 power minus 6. So better you simplify this. 2000 it is 314 into 5 into 5. Again you write 100 into 10 power 6. So you simplify this. Approximately we may get the stress is equal to 2.546 into 10 power 7 Newton per meter square. This is related to what? We can say stress. Clear? It is related to what we can say? Stress it is. Now come to the point. This is, you remember. Then after we'll do strain. Then after Young's modulus. So you take a strain. It's nothing but a delta L by L. Of course, delta L is given 0.5. Okay, 0.51 into 10 power minus 3. L is given as 2. So strain is equal to, you simplify this, it may be approximately 2.55, 0.255 into 10 power minus 3. This is the strain. And Young's modulus, Y is equal to stress by strain you take. Stress will be 2.546 into 10 power 7 by strain will be 0.25 into 10 power minus 3. Young's modulus, if you simplify this, so that we'll get the 9.984 into 10 power 10 Newton per meter square. So that it is the method to do the problem. So we can get like this the stress, strain and Young's modulus related problem. Clear? Yeah, there are other problems are there. So page number 255, question number 1. See, in the previous class also we did this, but in that only we completed only stress. Now we need to find strain and we need to find Young's modulus. Please open that page number and do this problem. Yeah, look at this one. Same question, question number 1, page number 255. So the given is a structural steel rod as a radius. Again you write radius is given, r is equal to 10 mm. So r is equal to 10 into 10 power minus 2 meter, 10 power minus 3 meter. And the length of the wire is given 1 meter. Force is equal to 100 kilonewton. So 100 into 10 power 3 newtons it is. Stretched by its along a calculated stress is over elongation and strain of the rod and Young's modulus. So we need to get E or delta L is 1. Third one is strain, of course. Fourth one is Young's modulus. Same. See, in the previous only we did this, but in that only we completed or we finished only one stress. Now we need to find delta L, no? So that here Young's modulus is given, Young's modulus is given here. Why given in the bracket? It is a 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. Delta L, see how we'll get the delta L? We know Young's modulus is equal to F by A into L by delta L. So delta L is equal to F by A into L by YL. F by A we know. Directly you take from the previous one. F by A is nothing but a 3.18 into 10 power 8. L, what is the L? 1. Young's modulus is 2 into 10 power 11, right? So 3.18 divided by 2 into 10 power 8 into 10 power minus 11. So better this simplify. We may get the extension will be 1.591. See this in meters. This is delta L is over. Now next one is asking what? Strain. So that strain is nothing but a delta L by L. What is the delta L? 1.519 by 1. Of course the strain will be the same. Clear? Right. In the page number 264, question number 5. Question number 5. Page number 264. A copper wire and aluminum wire have lengths in the ratio. Length of the copper is given, length of the aluminum is given 3:1. Diameter also given, diameter of the ratio is given, and force applied in the ratio given. Find the ratio of the increase in lengths. Of course, you take copper wire L1 and aluminum wire is L2. The ratio of the wire length is given 3/2 is 1 given. Diameters D1 by D2 is given, that is 2/3, but we need to get a radius, no? So radius is nothing but a D/2. See, if the ratios are asking, very simple. So the radius will get the same, whatever the diameter is there, that will get same, because R1 is equal to D1/2, right? And here R2 D1 by 2. Suppose 2 to cancel. So R1 by R2 is equal to 2/3. Same will get. If the ratios for the diameters, it is to be same. And the forces are applied is given F1 by F2, or we can say it is a mg by mg, 4/5. Now he is asking find the increase in length of the two, that is delta L1 by delta L2 is question mark. As well as Young's modulus Y1 is given, that is length of the copper wire 1.1 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square, and Y2 given it is I think 0.7 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. Now is asking the ratio of the two. So very simple it is, not to worry. Then look at here, you take here Young's modulus Y1 by Y2. Directly I am writing is equal to F1 by A1 into L1 by delta L1 divided by F2 by A2 into L2 by delta L2. Better first you reverse write. Y1 by Y2 is equal to F1 by F2 into A2 by A1 into L1 by L2 into delta L2 by delta L1. That's all. Almost our formula is finished. Is asking what? delta L1 by L2, no? Better you cross multiply. Delta L1 by delta L2 is equal to F1 by F2. Here also you write pi R1 R2 square by pi R1 square, because area is nothing but a pi R, no? Pi R square it is. So better this is also you convert into like this, and here L1 by L2 into Y2 by Y1. Now write this all values whatever we know. Better you substitute these values and get delta L1 by L2. F1 is given as 4 by 5 into, here pi is cancelled, R2 square by R1 square. So R1 by R2 we know, but is here it is R2 by R1 is there, no? 3 by 2 whole square, right? Into L1 by L2, of course 3 by 2, and Y2 by Y1, 1.1 into 10 power 11 by 0.7 into 10 power 11. So 10 power 11, 10 power 11, point is cancelled. So similar terms better you cancel, then we'll see remain. So this 2 by 2 cancel, and here 3 3s are 9 into 3 into 11 by 5 into 7. So better this is multiply 9 into 33 divided by 5 7s are 35. So delta L1 by delta L2 is equal to, again you take 9 3s are 27, 7, 9 3s are 27, 29, right? 9 3s are 27, 297 by 35 it is. Maybe approximately, so the given answer is something, it is of course 3 square, no? Here we did wrong here. It is 3 square is there, no? 4 will get, and here 2 will be left over, here 2 it is. So 35 into 2. 9 4 5 3 11, right? So that it is 9 3s are, yeah, after simplification 189 by 110. 189 by 110 is the final answer. Delta L1 by delta L2 we can take. So it is the related one problem on the basis of Young's modulus and how to get the delta L's. So okay. So this is about a what? Related the question, related one problem on the basis of Young's modulus. Right. So this is about today's class, and we'll see in the next class. Thank you very much.